Now, you've got a Republican presidential candidate, Marco Rubio, who's getting a lot of scrutiny from the New York Times about his finances. And he found an unlikely ally last night in Jon Stewart on The Daily Show, mocking the New York Times for its front-page treatment of Marco Rubio's personal finances. Let's watch.
It wasn't long before the Rubios were splurging on a whole house with, and I quote, an in-ground pool, handsome brick driveway, meticulously manicured shrubs, and oversized windows. Oversized windows! Oh, what's the matter, Senator? The normal amount of light isn't good enough for you? I'm Senator Marco Rubio. I like to roll around in giant patches of sunlight. Like I'm a big old kitty cat. How is this front page news?
So that's the question. How is it front page news? I mean, there is, Susan, there are issues about his backer and his debts, but the way this treatment did certainly look like an opposition dump.
And on some issues that I think a lot of Americans would identify with, using money from his book advance to pay off his student loan, for instance. You know, the boat he bought, I think this does not seem unfamiliar to people in Florida, that they want a fishing boat, which cost, I think $80,000, which is a significant amount of money. But on the other hand, it's not like a super $1 million.
And they leased
yacht.
a car. They leased an SUV. So,
you know, in a way, you never want to be the subject of a negative story on the front page of a newspaper. On the other hand, this is the kind of criticism or skeptical look that I think makes a lot of voters say, hey, I can see myself in this area. This is not a rich guy who has inherited a lot of money from a famous family. This is a guy who's living the life of a lot of Americans.
And Chris, Alyssa, he has been raising money on this. One of the details was 4 speeding tickets in 17 years. I think a lot of us could relate to that.